Hey guys, yeah. So today we're going to see that some of the market reviews. So let's start with Amazon. Some of the interesting years coming next week. If you see that this is pretty broken chart actually. This is on weekly and this is on daily. So before going to that much more detail, actually, you might see that what's happened with this chart, and pretty much everything is broke at this moment and an ER is coming probably like next week on February, and so there is some interesting thought that we have to see about this chart actually. One interesting thing is there is some kind of support here that is should be held. If it is not, what next? That we could see that in the weekly chart. So let's go back to that in the daily actually. This is like pretty long ways. I mean almost like few years. Almost I think like it formed almost in 2020 and now it's 2022. And this chart is like almost held for some time in a while. This is a area that I'm looking. So if it bounds on Monday, probably this could be like well and worth notice out for the year. Else what next? Else probably like it is going to 200 MA on weekly, which we could see that in the yearly and 5 yearly. So let's see that what's that in the what it brings. So you could see that this chart looks literally ugly, and you could see that the next 200 MA is on 2400, and around that year on the corner, anything could possible. It could happen like something like, I mean, what could happen? Something like Netflix could do. So it could drop another 10 percentage, which is like not a uh, big thing for market melting. So obviously like the next support, if you see that probably this could be held, and otherwise there is an interesting line that we can draw here, that is long bending lines. So let me put like this long trending line. Let's see where it comes. Yeah, pretty much on that moving average. So yeah, that is pretty much on that trending line actually. I mean the trending line is also at that 200 MA. So that only thing that we can protect right now is this base. If it is not, then it's definitely going to 200 MA, which is like a bad sign for market as well as for Amazon. So what next? There is like a lot of tickers that I'm watching actually, not only Amazon, all the tech tickers are like completely broke. Let's see what next. I'm more interested in daily chart for Apple, because that is on still in trend actually. Literally, there is a lot of support in this area in the cloud. If you know, guys, this cloud, pretty much I got it from. I mean, one of the best trader that I follow actually usually. I forgot his name actually. Yep. So he usually trade with the cloud. I mean this MA clouds. So just see that there is a still support on this MA cloud. It's not completely broke or went down actually. That next one is like 200 MA again for the daily, which is again below that 150, which is sad sign for Apple. If the Apple goes, tech goes. So that's a clear sign actually. You could see that. And what next? FB. Mostly you could see that FB, I'm holding my long 400 calls on April. At this moment it was in deep red, and the expectation was I thought it could hold this 200 MAs and these moving averages, but it didn't. And as I mentioned actually in our previous calls, FB and Meta, and the Meta space gonna be next year's, it's gonna rule the market for the next year. Because of that, as you guys know actually, the metaverse is going to be like concept for next year, and so many people already started to talk about that, started to invest in that. So this space is going to be really important for next year. even if market melts and everything goes down, I'm still kind of believe that FB gonna do good in this year, and it's gonna be like gonna do really good in next year actually. So let's see, like if it broke or even if it goes below 300, I would try to buy some calls for a year, and I would definitely gamble something for this year. So going to be pretty interesting week next week and week after. And some of that important semiconductors are NVDA. Let's see what happens with NVDA. NVDA is also kind of like in the cloud, MA cloud support. The next one is like pretty close, 220, not too far. In fact, another 5% down, which could happen next week anytime, and then hit and reverse. Most of the time, if you see that in long trending, actually this NVDA pretty good at protecting the 200 ms. Even though like some of the meltdowns in I think like in March also it protected. I hope I think like in the 200 mA. But with the entire market melting, we never know like whether this could be protected or it's going to weekly support. What is the next weekly support? Like we could see that the next weekly support is somewhere. Yeah, I think like this is also like somewhere in 220 range. Sorry, it's in the 200 range, which is like 10 percentage. If it is not protected, then probably like 188, and that is also not protected means then 130. I don't think like it will goes to 130 actually, which is like this range. If that happens, like market goes to definitely below 400. Um, I don't think like that happens anytime. So let's hope for it. So this should hold in this area, which is pretty good sign actually, because it has a lot of, I mean, lot of good areas of support. Let's draw some good diagrams here. Yeah, yeah. See the cloud. It's pretty good cloud actually in this area, and then like it will definitely protect this area. I hope. So which is somewhat 180. If it is not protected, 206. So this is your tradable area. You can trade it out. Yeah, as I mentioned, actually, when the, I mean, like metaverse concept started kicking off, and then like you know that eventually the cloud space gonna have that lot of impact on that. And when we talk about cloud space, it's not gonna be like without that semiconductors, right? So uh, obviously, Nvidia are gonna be like perform well next year, and along with that, my favorite AVGO. This is also melted down and pretty straightforward. Like it's going to be held this 510 or 500 range. Uh, and the next one is like if it is not protected, there is a steep. Actually, you could see that there is 467. There is a lot of supports here. So I won't be cared about what happens if it is not held actually. So let's go to daily chart. This is much more better to view that. Yeah, as I mentioned here, like you could see the daily chart is like much better. So daily chart is like you could see that there is a 200 MA on the daily chart is like 511, and that is already in the cloud actually. So I think this will be held. And if you see that the only worrying sign is the volume is picking up. Whenever that sell volume is picking up, we never know like when it will be end actually. So this is a bad sign actually. Whenever this kind of drop happens, the volume has to go like this. If it goes like this, then probably like that would be a volume that could be start kick off as a green. And if you see that this is what happening actually. So the volume has started to accumulated on the bear side, which is not good sign for AVG, not only for AVG, for entire market. So people is started to selling off everything, and eventually like they will buy back actually, but they want to see that like where is bottom. At this moment, nobody have the clear idea of like where is bottom. I'm thinking kind of like we are close to bottom. If not, this is bottom because everything is like almost dropped 50-30 percentage from the top, and it's almost like in a closer to 200 MA average. When was it happened? Actually, you could see that like last March it was happened 2020 during that peak pandemic time. The entire market collapsed. By the time like everything reached 200 MA, then bounced. So that is good and bad sign. If it didn't held that 200 MA, then it is eventually market going to bear. So that's going to be like long trending bearish. That we will come back actually after February 4, because I'm not going to be talking about that at this moment. Don't want to jinx anything, but yes, at this moment I am feeling like this is like a key areas for all these tech stocks. I would take some tickers from you guys. Think about it and then let me know. Then probably like we can talk about that again. At this moment, that's it. I would kind of wrap it up. Let's go back to SPY, because like SPY held Friday 200 MA, and it was like around 441. It held, it bounced, then it came back again. Let's see. Yep. Yeah, why still in the cloud? So many times this cloud was protected, and this time, let's see whether it's any different or it will be protected again. I would say that like why I'm saying this, you could see that multiple times this cloud was protected. Yeah, you could see this cloud was like pretty much held so many times, one, two, three, almost like several times. Let's see this time any different. If it is different, then probably like I'm thinking like this area. I already put this one 430. Even if it is not holding up, there is so many good areas in SPY actually. Like so, we don't need to worry about much actually. Um, so there is so many place that it could hold. This is another line, and you could draw like this as well if you want to see that like where is that more support. Yeah, there is another one that you can do like where is that volume profile. You can add that volume profile and see like which area has the biggest volume profile. That's going to be your support. I didn't add it, that probably you can add that and check it out like where is your volume profile, and that also could be like seen actually. Yeah, so I would add one more chart like with the volume profile, and then I will share with you guys how it could be like. So this is pretty interesting chart actually. Some of that good support areas for SPY, and let's see how it goes for the next week. I'm thinking this should be held, and some of the good tech areas coming next week: Amazon, FB, Google, and then like Tesla, all of this, and then Fed is also gonna talk. So a lot of good things coming. Could be bad also. Never know. Yes, but at this moment I am feeling like market has to hold this line and then like bounce. And remember that this correction is good for market because it's been long, long rally from 228 to almost like 480, uh, which you could see that like how much the rally happened actually, almost like 100% on index. It's not a stock. So which is like you could understand why this correction is happening, which is good. And market is currently expecting that Fed gonna rise that interest rates, which will eventually happen. That is a buy point for us. By the time if the sell happened, then it will be steep at that moment, like last March. By the time we can start accumulating stocks or whatever long leap options, something like that. But if something protected in this area, then probably like eventually it will be like gradual increase and then again it will be come down. Why I'm saying that come down is like you could see that again. I'm feeling like this is a head and shoulder forming. So the next ending line will be something like in this area. So let's see how it goes. With that, like my battery is also going to die. See you guys. Bye.